This is the new Samsung Galaxy S24 series. And not only there are some great hardware updates, but the software has some really huge update because Galaxy AI is here and is all on these new phones. So the significant design changes comes to the S24 and the S24 Plus, where it has a more overall boxier design and a more rounded off edge, to the point where the phone can even stand on its own, and yes, it did feel good in the hands during my first hands-on experience. As for the S24 Ultra, the screen is slightly changed too, with a flatter screen build overall, which made the phone easier to grip even with the phone this huge of a size. Then the Ultra also comes with not only a brand new titanium color, but also a titanium finish with a matching titanium S Pen. And speaking of the S Pen, yes, that is here to stay. And one thing that I've noticed is that the S Pen gestures has been heavily improved, as it was way more responsive this time compared to the S23 Ultra, which was my current daily Android smartphone. However, this titanium finish is only for the S24 Ultra, as the other two siblings still have the aluminum finish. And based on me owning the S23 Ultra, holding this new titanium finish was great, but there's no significant difference in weight since the previous S23 Ultra was in aluminum and there's only 2 grams difference between the two. So if you're wondering about a difference in weight, that's your answer. And a very interesting update is that all of the S24 variants, whether or not it's the regular, the Plus or even the Ultra, have a matte finish, and it is the first time that Samsung has done this for the entire series. Then there's also the new introduction of the Corning Gorilla Glass Armor, which is stronger than the previous Victus and also reducing light reflection by 25%. Also the first smartphone to have this brand new Corning Gorilla Glass Armor. Then the screen sizes have slightly increased, where the S24 is now 6.2 inches from 6.1 and the S24 Plus is 6.7 inches up from 6.6. Now impressively, all models now feature the adaptive refresh rate ranging from 1 to 120 Hz, a step up from the previous 48 to 120 Hz, which was on the S24 and the S24 Plus. Then the resolution on the base Galaxy S24 is FHD+, and the S24 Plus have been upgraded to the similar high QHD resolution like the S24 Ultra. Then the bezels are the slimmest ever on any Samsung smartphone, and paired with the dynamic AMOLED 2x display that offers up to 2600 nits of peak brightness, makes this the best smartphone display currently available. Then the cameras on the S24 and the S24 Plus are also identical, but the S24 Ultra comes with a brand new telephoto camera that is capable up to 5 times optical zoom, also known as the quad tele-zoom lens, and this brand new 50 megapixel lens is capable of recording up to 8K resolution even at this 5 times zoom, and since it comes with OIS 2, you can expect a very stable video even at this level of zoom. Then the lens is also really good in low light, soaking up to 160% more light. Now this means that even in dim places like in concerts, your photos and videos won't lose any detail, and it even works with Samsung's nightography feature even when zoomed in at 5 times. Now battery wise, the S24 Ultra has a 5000 mAh of battery and the S24 Plus has 100 mAh less, but both phones have the same quick charging capabilities up to 45 watts compared to 25 watts on the S24, which has a smaller 4000 mAh of battery due to its smaller form factor. And of course, all of the phones have fast wireless charging up to 15 watts. Now, the chipset selection was quite an interesting one, as the S24 Ultra comes with a 4nm Snapdragon 8 Gen 3 for Galaxy, which is once again the overclocked version tuned specifically for Samsung smartphones. And the other two siblings comes with the Exynos 2400 chipset, which is also built on a 4nm process. Now, both chipsets supports ray tracing and has better cooling capacity overall for all of these phone lineups. But of course, stay tuned for my further testing to find out how well these chipsets perform during my in-depth review. So subscribe if you guys haven't done so, and thank you very much in advance. Then the biggest highlight, of course, is the software features, as Samsung has introduced a new Galaxy AI feature for all of these brand new phones. First, there is Call Assist for real-time translation. Now imagine you're in Korea, need to make a reservation but don't speak Korean.
Sorry, I don't speak Korean.
Well, No problem. Because with Call Assist, you can just talk in your language and it translates you in real time. Now it works with 17 different languages and you don't even need the internet. Now the best part is that the other person does not even need a fancy new smartphone either, or maybe even a dumb phone is fine. Now it uses Bixby Voice, which you can either select a male or a female voice. Next, there is Chat Assist for text translation, which is a real-time conversation translation in a text format, and this works for apps like WhatsApp, Instagram DM, Facebook, Google and Samsung Message, Kakao, Line and even Tango as well. So what happens is that you type in your language and hit the translation button and voila, it translates your text right there. And you can see both languages at the same time to make sure that it's not misinterpreted. Then in the keyboard menu, you can also select the writing style for situations where you're quickly writing a particular info like maybe wedding dinner at KLCC, bring flower, 9th Gen, and then you can change the writing style to professional, casual, social, polite and emojify. So imagine how fast you can type extremely quickly with this cool AI feature. Then there is Note Assist, which comes in clutch for situations where you're quickly writing notes on your keyboard or even on your S Pen. Convert them to text and even auto-correct the tone similar to the writing style. Then there's also auto-format for your notes to put them in point forms and even change the colors of the format too. Then there is Auto-Summarize, which is a fantastic tool for summarizing long articles. Then there's also Auto-Translate for entire web page articles, which is specifically for the Samsung browser. Now speaking of a web page article, if you want to read this whole video in a written version, do head on to our website and read everything about it at www.adamlobo.tv. Links will be down below. Next is the Advanced Photo Editor AI, which is similar to generative AI, where it can manipulate the images by readjusting its orientation to fill in the extra spaces or background feel through the generative AI imaging, adding additional items or another picture into your shots taken, reorder, resize or just remove them altogether. There's also the Reflection Remover, where if you take a photo that has a reflection, you can remove that accordingly too without you specifically selecting where the reflection is, as AI will detect where the reflection or the shadow is in the image, which comes in handy when you take pictures of the window side of the plane where you usually see your reflection, and now that will be gone, so it is really sweet to know. Then if you want to take a regular photo and want to add in a blur after that, but you forgot to use the portrait mode, well, you can blur the photo right after taking a shot thanks to this AI feature. Then the final AI feature is called Circle to Search with Google, and this was quite mind-blowing too, as it's like Google Lens on steroids. And how this works is that if you're watching a video on say TikTok or YouTube, if you find out something that you want to know more about, just press and hold the home button and circle what you want to know, and there will be a Google search results based on that object. Now, how cool is that? And you can do the same by selecting text or words too. Now once again, this is something that I'll be doing an in-depth review or how-to on this new AI feature, so stay tuned for that video as well. Then of course, from a software front, these devices are on Samsung's latest and greatest One UI, which is version 6.1 built on Android 14, which I'll do an in-depth look of this new UI as well when I get my hands on this review units. Now as of the recording of this video, there was no official prices yet, but I will put the exact price variants and the colors available in the pinned comment below and in the description as well. And do let me know what you would like to specifically know about these phones, and I'll revert back in my full video review.